What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode here of Let It Ride. Your co-host, Brandon.
I'm Cam. Welcome back. I feel like we always say welcome back. We got these long hiatuses. We're trying our best, but we are back.
It is, I just looked, it has been 1 month on the dot.
Oof. Well,
We did it in the November 7th was our last upload.
okay. So since then, Omi has absolutely
Crater.
cratered, but somewhat recovered relatively. So it hasn't cratered as much. I'm sure in the past 30 days we're down. Let's see how much we're down in the past 30 days. I'm going to guess we're down 9% in the last 30 days is my guess.
Overall stake of VeVe Omi is pretty garbage.
Well, yeah, I stand. We're down 40%. We're down 41% in the last 30 days. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. We are 42% based on crypto.com.
Okay.
And
yeah, no, Omi, definitely no bueno. Selwell got absolutely obliterated. Absolutely no support. Honestly, what brought us back from the dead was we were at 0.0007, which is crazy to think about. So 3-0 Omi. But then a whale put in $1.5 million buy order.
yeah.
So and brought it pretty much back to a tenth of a cent.
Yeah, we are looking at a horrible crypto market overall. Bitcoin's down, ETH's down. Can't really expect Omi to perform really well in that kind of environment anyway. So,
right, let alone without all of its utilities that we're going to get into. No doubt, Omi's not going to do great right now, but there are positive things ahead. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the Omi gossip, or do you want to start with the OUP staking? What do you think?
Let's talk a little gossip first before we hopped on here. We definitely got some cool news. We saw the VeVe Verse, which was very cool to see.
Right. Yeah. So decon happened. I think it was probably 2 weeks ago, November 15th, 16th in Anaheim, California. So they obviously had a bunch of decon drops with all the artists from years past, and they were great. And then they demoed the VeVe Verse. Dan kind of walked through with his avatar. We didn't watch the whole thing. It's a 38-minute clip overall, but it kind of started like halfway. So we got to watch that whole last 19 minutes because we didn't get to see the inside of his little house. So everyone kind of has their own house or building. You get to choose what kind, or castle, he said, if you wanted to. So moving forward, whenever that becomes available. But then we'll have to find the slides as well. I'll have to send you the tweet or something. But maps of what's out, or in terms of 2023 Q1, what's going to happen with the VeVe Verse when it's first released, and how there won't be much to it, but it's released in Q2. So and so is going to happen. Then Q4 is like when it really gets ramped up and gamification and all that stuff. But so it's a big 2023 project for them, but it should be unveiled, some point in Q1 to the public. Obviously, a very beta version of it is to be expected, but obviously great news. And it's funny because Reese was actually asked about, how does Omi utility look in the VeVe Verse? And he said, he's like, yeah, listen, like the whole OUP token portal right now, like that only covers Omi utility in the VeVe app. Like there's going to be a lot more utility in the VeVe Verse that hasn't even been talked about yet. So definitely looking forward to seeing Omi just, again, as much utility as possible. With it having very limited right now is obviously a good sign.
Yeah, and it looked good for it being such a super beta application. Probably not even in beta, but
right.
it's looking good. They said they were going to release it during this year before the new year, so that's always a good sign when they meet a verbal deadline. So things are trending in the right direction.
Absolutely.
A couple things just got to click together, and we'll be on our merry way.
No, I mean, the merry way is where we want to go. So obviously Reese released the token portal about a month ago, and he's kind of been hopping on various AMAs in the meantime to kind of clear up people's questions. I actually saw a poll Randy Chavez put out. He said, who has read the full OUP from the token portal and understood it completely? Like yes, no, and maybe. And I think no won it like 43%. Like just people don't understand it fully, which is fine. Like neither do we. I'm sure clearly not a lot of people or a lot of people don't understand it completely either. So we're here just to, talk it out, figure it out together at least. So maybe we can figure some stuff out. But the big homie gossip was Reese was on the AMA. Let me pull it up. Of Captain VeVe.eth, which is a ECOMI content creator out of Germany. And they were talking all things OMI. And the first big point was that they kind of asked about what's the deal with the reserve supply now, because there's just no buybacks happening. We talked about that, how they're gonna basically burn 5.6 billion out of the business development fund. And now, buybacks, no buybacks in play, kind of make this reserve kind of pointless. And Reese actually 100% agreed. He goes, "Yeah, like the reserve was there for buybacks. Now there are no buybacks, kind of not really useful." So initially there were mechanisms to make sure that reserve didn't die out, but Reese pretty much said that once the reserve empties, that's it, and then all burns from there will be taking place from the circulating supply. Which, to be fair, yeah, because the reserve is not circulating supply, so technically it gets moved from the circulating supply to the reserve, but it should just go from circulating to non-circulating. There needs to not be a middle reserve lot. Like, it's either circulating or non-circulating. This reserve was kind of like a gray area, but now that it's 100% non-circulating and there's no buybacks, it's not needed. So he gave the speculative guess that it would be burned completely by the end of the year, by the end of 2023.
Which is wild.
Yeah. So there's currently 76 billion burned out of that. Of the, I think 300, either 300 or 350 started in there. I'm going to guess 300. So it's almost a third of the way done in a couple of years. Obviously, OMI is low, which speeds up that burn. But then also this bear market kind of doesn't help, because not a lot of people, or not as many people, are buying drops, which burn from the reserve. And when not as many people are buying, there are less editions being released. Yep. So clearly less OMI is being burned on drops than there usually would be in like a bull market for sure. But then again, the OMI price would be higher. So kind of give and take situation. But good to see that the reserve is going to be crushed. But then Reese also had some other very, very speculative takes, hot takes, we'll say, on the future of OMI. So his prediction on this Captain VeVe.eth AMA.
It's not a financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
Not financial advice. This is just Reese. He's the OMI comms manager. His speculative guess was that over half of all OMI will be burnt from circulating supply. So I think that circulating supply is also in the neighborhood of 200, 300 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. So over half of that will be gone. And he thinks that OMI has the potential to be a top 20 token in the space, not just in the NFT space, in crypto space, which in the last bull run, 2021, that would put it at a $10 billion market cap. And if you kind of gauge where that circulating supply would be, at 137 billion, roughly, if you take about half of what it is, around that 200 to 300 million mark, or billion, sorry, that would put it at 7 cents an OMI, which is about a 72x from where it is right now, at just under a tenth of a cent. Again, all obviously very bullish and speculative for sure. There's no guarantee. Obviously, as we saw with FTX, like, there are no guarantees in this crypto world by any stretch of the imagination. But again,
he's not your crypto. Everyone remember that.
Yeah, exactly. Could try to keep them off exchanges. Get it. Obviously, cold storage wallets the best. Hot's the next best. Exchanges the worst by far. So just something to keep in mind. But yes, obviously there's a lot of positive sentiment still with the OMI faithful, that things can still get done, especially with these burns coming in. But let's talk a little bit of staking. No more dollar OMI predictions from us. So let's talk staking. What do you have about staking? Pull it up.
Pull it up off of the ECOMI OEP staking. We have the website, a wonderful
dude. So explain staking to me like I'm 6 years old, because you're good at that. You did that too for me.
You're going to explain staking. So you're essentially locking up your tokens to provide liquidity. So you are basically playing the house bank at a poker game.
Yeah.
And lending people money.
Right. But in this specific case, those OMI tokens are going to be staked in the VeVe app.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. Correct. So proof of stake. So there's a couple different types of staking. So proof of stake system, receive new tokens from itself, blah, blah, blah. So basically, this would basically mean that you're staking your OMI and then you'll be receiving OMI as a reward.
Right. Which is not what VeVe is doing, by the way.
Right. An exchange or a lending platform, this is kind of what the, BlockFi and Crypto.com and all of these were doing. On exchange, you stake your tokens, receive annualized percentage yields, and you are lending your tokens, not staking them. And which basically then gets into the problem of, when you want to pull your money out, it's not really there.
Right.
So that's what happens to all these things collapsing. So they're all avoiding that, right?
Yeah.
So high risk, trusting a third party.
Exactly.
So what we're going to focus on in the VeVe is simple staking program. So you're basically just going to hold your tokens out of circulation. And with those tokens, the tokens out of the circulation, you're going to receive the various in-app rewards that we'll touch on later. But this is a much safer way because you're not ever like giving up the rights to your tokens. You're never really locking them up for an extended period of time. And your tokens are always there, meaning that they're not being lent out.
Correct. That's the biggest point, I think. Yeah.
You're going to be able to pull it back, and hopefully we're going to avoid any of these FTX bullcrap that was going on.
Right. Exactly. So why don't we take a look at the tiers first? Because these were last November released, but then they definitely got modified.
Yeah.
To what they are now.
Stake them out. It's a shame that we're not even in tier 1 at this point in time.
We're only getting further and further away, it seems like these days.
It's pretty ridiculous, but
yeah, so 2,500 OMI or $2,500 in OMI. How much OMI is that? That's got to be it's almost double what I got. So I'm at just about half that. So yeah, you got to be looking at over 2 million OMI. Probably about. I mean, right now OMI is a tenth of a cent, so you got to be looking at about 2,500,000 OMI roughly to be in that tier 1 as of right now. So again, so basically you pay $2,500 worth of OMI to get into that tier, but then if you want to move up a tier, so basically if you want to buy into, say it again.
You basically have to wait for a timer to expire. So I believe the unlock period. So unlock is 0, 15. Okay.
Those are the days, but then you can. Right. So if I want to get right into tier 5, I'm gonna have to pay $44,000 instead of 40,000.
Right.
So I could pay 40,000, but then wait 120 days. I'm not sure. So
no, that's not how it worked. I'm pretty sure you have to move all the way up the tiers.
Yeah, you have to do each one individually.
Have to stake 40,000 at this staking period.
No, 20. Only you do one tier at a time. You said, right? So first you 2,500. You wait 15 days. Then you go $5,000. Do another 15 days.
Right.
Then you wait another 30 days. Go and add on 10 grand.
Yep.
And then you go 60 more days. Right, and then 60 more days, and then you put in the last 20 grand.
Right. So basically, what you would have to do is, if you had 40,000 of OMI, you would have to deposit 40,000 into the tier 1 staking, or you'd have to deposit the.
Yes, days, I understand.
Take that 40,000 and put it into the 5,000 staking.
Right. And I understand completely.
Carry it through. Yeah. And the question is, how does that lie if the OMI price fluctuates?
Yeah, I don't know if he gets into that on here.
So,
but I imagine a lot.
Redeem burn rewards to the value of the fast track fee. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't hear see that.
I would imagine a lot of whales, a lot of people with OMI are going to be paying those fast track fees
easily because they're going to be releasing the big boy collectibles, and people are going to want the perks.
Yeah, exactly. Especially we'll get into these tickets, which are going to be pretty crazy. So
and the fees are paid in OMI, so those are getting burned.
Yeah. Did it say that right there?
Yep. Second bullet.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So
fast track fee out of circulation, permanently
burned. To the reserve. Right. To the reserve. Right. Exactly. Which are burned by the sale of VeVe NFTs, right? On drops so far. Yep, exactly.
And this is interesting. I've never seen this before, but there's the staking schedule, which is interesting.
Right. So this
And
probably won't be live till 2024, I would imagine. January 1st of 2024.
Yeah, so I don't really, never actually seen this before. I guess would be the rewards you get, like season rewards, kind of like almost like a battle pass in a video game.
So let's see. So it says starting with season 2, the staking price is determined by the average number of by the average of the new numbers of previous seasons' OMI staking values. Okay, so your OMI staking rate is fixed for the entirety of the season. Okay. You can stake at any time. Blah, blah, blah. All right, already have a tier position will not be. All right, I need to start from the top. There's a lot going on here. See, guys, like we don't even know. There's some stuff. So each staking season. So it's 3 months. So there are 4 seasons, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So 10% early withdrawal.
Basically,
10% early withdrawal fee, by the way.
yep.
If you withdraw within the first 80 days of the season. Because the final 10 days are a grace period. But if you withdraw in that grace period, you forfeit any rewards offered at the beginning of the next season. Right, because you won't be staking. So clearly you can't get the next season rewards. Prior to the beginning of each season, the number of OMI required to stake each year will be determined and made public based on OMI per dollar cost. Okay, yeah. So they're gonna announce basically it's set for the season, right? So they're gonna put out the number of OMI. Like it says the dollar amount, like on that last page, but if you scroll up, it basically says like, hey, listen.
So that's why the dollar price fluctuation won't matter.
Right. They're gonna say it's like it'll matter every 3 months,
Right.
but it won't matter
Mid
each day. Right. Mid. So if
Okay,
you're
that's cool.
if you're a month in and OMI drops 30%, you do not need to put in more tokens to stay at that tier. OMI staking rates remain fixed for the entire of the season. Yeah. Perfect. So that's good to know. That is great. Yeah,
Oh,
receiver.
yeah, it does affect the progress tiers fast tracking.
Yes, exactly. So each 3 months it'll make a difference. So basically, right, let's say we put in $2,500 worth of OMI. We're
Yep.
good for 3 months, but then let's say from January to March, we're all set. April 1st, with OMI's down 30%. We're gonna have to put in more just to stay in that tier.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
So
January to March, grace period.
right.
Shot. Cool.
Yep. So that's and they'll make that public, which is good to know. Yeah. So again, this is if for whatever reason you need to sell your OMI early and you take it out from when you had staked it, then you forfeit 10%. But that 10% is burned, which is nice. So
Well, so it'll automatically roll over into the next season.
if you don't touch it,
Yep.
correct, automatically, which is good. But my question is though, yes and no, because if OMI drops, I'm assuming it won't. Like if OMI's down 30%, you don't meet and you don't add any more OMI, you're not going to meet that. Let's say we're talking tier one.
Yeah, if you're not going to make tier one, you're not going to be re-rolled into tier one.
So they just send it back.
They would maybe send it down to tier 0. Yeah, so you send it back. But if you're in tier 2, they'll probably lock it up at tier 1.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So if you stake long enough to unlock the next tier. Right. Exactly. And then withdraw the tier unlocked will remain available. Probably for the rest of the season, I'm imagining, under that rollover bullet? That's a good question. So it's saying like if you unlock the next tier, but then you withdraw, it says it remains the tier you locked will remain available. The question is, oh, I see. So you're not gonna have to wait the next time. So if I put in enough to get to tier 3, I withdraw. I can get right back into tier 3 if I choose next year.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah.
Before.
All right, the rewards. This is where shit's going down.
Yeah. So you're gonna get a random seasonal collectible.
Right. At the end of each season.
Yep. If you're a tier 1, you're gonna random comment, random. This is gonna be
so it's not a random, it's a set. So if you scroll up just a little bit, just a little up, other way. So it says each season
Oh,
award will be a set of 5 non-licensed collectibles. So we don't know which one, which are, obviously there's not, it's not a brand, I guess, technically. But it's an airdrop, right? So it's free. So that's always good news. But then these tickets you'll notice as well. So we'll get it. I don't know if they mention the tickets at some point, but we'll talk about those. Obviously, bronze, silver, and gold have their each have their own perks. And then you can see that each tier gets an additional collectible. So, like for example, if you're in tier 3, you get the rare, uncommon, and common. So you're getting the collectibles of the tiers above you, like 1 and 2, but not below. So for example, 4 and 5, not getting 4 and 5. Okay, so we got to see what these tickets are, man. All right, so there's also yearly rewards.
I just pull up these tickets here.
Oh, all right, we'll do tickets first. All right, let's do it. All right, so there are bronze, silver, and gold. Gold being the money bags.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right, so bronze. Here we go. You talk
drop
bronze.
weight. So bronze, we're going to be able to enter a drop wait list. So basically, it gives you one additional chance to get into a reservation because they are changing the drop method to the wait list, as we know.
By the end of the year, they
Yep.
also have said.
And the ticket can be acquired with one of the following methods: burning $1 worth of OMI tokens, seasonal and yearly, earn rewards, a one-time progression rewards.
Right.
Okay. So this is going to be pretty much worthless.
Well, hold on.
It costs 1 USD.
Yes, but in OMI form.
Right.
But the question is that can you sell these? Transferable, yes. So you will be able to.
Non-refundable or transferable, no expiration, cannot be traded.
Oh, cannot be traded on secondary market. There you go.
Oh, look at this. Enter as many bronze as you want. So it's an entry into the wait list. So basically, if they were releasing a super exclusive drop, I could release 30 bronze tickets on there, have 30 chances of getting selected,
Right.
but I can only buy one.
Right, exactly. And it says all tickets entered into the wait list are consumed.
So you're burnt through.
So you don't get them back if you don't. So if you put in 30, you get one collectible, you'll lose the other 29.
So let's see. A silver
Silver.
waives all buyer fees for a single transaction.
Oh, so for OMI to NFT, wow, that's nice. So there's basically you don't
I have to use it. The season are expired. Can be bought on the market.
So that way, waiving the buyer fee for OMI to NFT is nice. So that's when you buy OMI or use OMI. Was that you or me? Oh, it's you. Oh no, it's me. Ah, sorry, something popped up. But yeah, so if you use OMI to buy a collectible on the marketplace, there's obviously a fee. It's like 2 to 3%, which is what taken out of the circulating supply of your OMI and sent to the reserve. But so that basically that's on VeVe essentially if you use a silver ticket, as far as I can tell. That you don't pay that. You don't pay that fee, which is nice.
All right.
All right. So this one's the big one though, which is these will be fought over. Golden tickets.
Guaranteed a collectible reservation.
Where does it say that?
Automatically guaranteed.
Wow. That's crazy. So when Pokemon is out, you can just be like, boom, gold ticket.
I want Pikachu. Golden
Yeah,
ticket.
golden ticket. Bang. But it also says,
Golden tickets refunded if there's more than
right.
one. There's
Yeah.
more edition sizes.
So
Wow.
also,
Basically, the gold OUP tickets could basically, there was 10 people that wanted 10K editions of Pokemon. Nobody else is getting them except gold ticket holders.
exactly. Yep.
Non-transferable, non-refundable, bought and sold using OMI. Must be used during the season they're acquired.
Wow. Okay. So I think that was with
Silver and
bronze and
gold.
silver. Oh, no.
If
So only for
silver,
bronze, you can use them whenever, but silver
yep.
and gold have to be used within that.
Single
Within
entry
that.
into the DD wait list, guaranteed drop.
Yeah, the guaranteed drop is wild. Like imagine we had that for Miles.
Yeah, that'd be stupid. Wow.
Boom. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Woo!
Wow. And to get some
Get me
land,
some golden tickets.
we gotta find our way to get a golden ticket. Right. So here's this all right, so what is P2P? What does P2P mean?
Good player.
Oh yeah.
Or person to person.
Right. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, nah, that's just crazy.
But I mean, a silver ticket would be basically waiving any percentage fees too.
Yes. Right. Silver and above. Yep.
Yeah, the ticketing system's pretty crazy. So check the staking back. So
So
the
also
ticket,
pause. So it looks like those tickets can only be bought using OMI on the secondary market, not gems.
correct.
Right. So that's again, OMI to NFT, OMI to ticket is a way to burn that circulating supply.
A yearly reward, everyone can get one golden ticket. So basically, if you stake your in tier one, you'll get a golden ticket for a full year.
For a full year, which won't be a problem for us, but
But this will be ridiculous. You'll be able to get if you're at tier
every
three,
3 months you get 2 tickets if you're in tier 5.
just 50 grand,
That's
40,
a gar
40
that's a guaranteed
two drops.
8 drops a year,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like that's pretty sick.
We
Like
go for goes for amazing fantasy.
imagine those are out in November of 2020, golden moments. Like, come on. Or
What's
2021,
the tier three? Tier three is 10 grand.
10K, which we
We're,
were
we
at.
were there.
We were pretty close.
We were there.
Yeah, definitely we're at tier 2. Only gets to 7 cents. Like Reese and Foster say, we're gonna be all set.
You'll be real upset. Real sad.
Yeah, we'll be getting those golden tickets every quarter, baby. So
Tickets,
anything else?
tickets, 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 tickets. That's the learning of today.
All I want for Christmas is a gold ticket on the VeVe app.
Taking quick references zero and tier zero. Seasonal rewards. Nothing. You get
Nothing.
nothing. This is basically for the layman's user.
Yes. So you get
Tier
no collectibles,
zero,
you get no tickets.
nothing. Purchase bronze tickets and earn burn rewards.
Right.
Is
And
that
I
it?
don't think there's no trading, like you can't trade in like 5 bronze for a silver. Like that doesn't work that way. Like
All right. So seasonal for tier one, 20 bronze, one silver, 25, two more. I wonder what the list price of these bronze tickets will be.
I have no idea. I mean, because it's only in OMI, right? You can only list it in OMI. I mean, well, I mean, it's hard to tell because I feel like these people listing in OMI are just so scared that OMI's gonna blow up to $1. They're gonna want to list it for like 5K OMI. Like, yo, it's $5,000, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm very
NFT
curious.
Ben, 50%, half a percent only to gem discount,
Renting
perks, rent
collectibles.
collectibles, premium listings.
So obviously a lot to look forward to. Wow, 1% OMI gem discount. Okay, sweet. 1.5% discount. Yeah.
Take me to tier five, baby. Come on.
Yeah, give me all the gold tickets. I want them all.
Oh,
So obviously, let's go to the development roadmap. See if any of these circles are closer to being done. One time. Yeah, you gotta click this link. They changed the website a little bit. No, let's see. Yeah, so waitlist really closing in. That's going to be by the end of the year. So that's within the next 25 days. Crypto to Gem, they said they're running with a small group of testers right now. They tweeted that there's not going to be an AMA for November, but that they're waiting to do like a big one for the holidays. Let me see if I can find that tweet.
ECOMI on web app definitely made some progress.
What's that? Yeah, that did make progress. Yeah, that's so this is updated on a monthly basis.
Cool.
Yeah, but let's see if we can see how crypto pay in is looking like. They did say that was going to be a Thanksgiving gift, which obviously did not happen. Let's see. Wow, a lot of drops happening recently. Damn.
Yeah, I have seen a lot come across the plate, but I haven't been peaked by many. I'm pretty sure a lot of these have dipped off a bit as well. Obi-Wan didn't do too well. A lot of these aren't.
No.
No, it's just low. User sentiment is low.
Absolutely. Yeah, which is fine. Bad market right now. But yeah, let me read the updates. So the emerging accounts feature, we'll end with this. Emerging accounts feature, that development is complete and the initial rollout starts next week from November 29th. So it should be probably rolling out in the next couple days.
So what do we think emerging account is?
No, that's essentially saying like if you had two VeVe accounts, you couldn't KYC both. So you chose one to KYC, and then now you can bring all your collectibles on other account to your KYC account.
So they're gonna let all the bots come back to
I mean, but the bots would have had to KYC with this first account to begin with. So technically, yes, but I'm sure they have at least some resistance to bots, hopefully.
Yeah, someone tries to KYC 43 accounts or something.
Right. So, but crypto pay in on November 29th was live in production, available to small groups of beta testers. It will be available to users in approved regions by mid-December.
Wow.
So
I would imagine the US is not one of those approved regions though.
I would say it would be.
You think?
Yeah, I would say it would be. Yep. There's going to be a blog article for that. Also on track for end of year is MCP Phase 1 and the search bar. So, and also I don't know if you updated your VeVe app recently, but this ties into the other update is that unsold supply of these Marvel collectibles and comics will be burned on December 1st. They've already been burned since today's December 5th. The Mjolnir Thor hammers, the Mr. Fantastic collectible, not the Mighty, the Doc Ock collectibles, comic Alpha Flight 106, and comic Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1. So whatever was not bought from the store, aka on the drop, has been burned. But if you update your VeVe app for any collectible, so like basically you can click on any collectible in the store and you can see, or any collectible that you have, and you can see the number of editions burned for every collectible.
I'm just looking at that now.
Yep.
I
So
am seeing. Did we see an uptick on Doc Ock or any of these guys?
I mean, I have Mr. Fantastic, who is part of that burned editions. He was at 11. He jumped up to like 17, but I think he settled back down to like 13 or 14, which
Would have been nice
I guess
to buy
if
a
you,
couple of those.
what's that?
Would have been nice to buy a couple of those.
Yeah, at 11. Yeah, right now they're at they're at $15. So yeah, they jumped up from 11 to 15, so not terrible, but how's VeVe doing overall? Yeah, no, definitely not great.
I'm just seeing that Todd McFarlane under 1,000. It's just very enticing.
Todd's under a K. Woo, dude, Darth Vader's just $59 for the uncommon, like just so tough.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, no. My lightsaber's tanked because Obi-Wan was holding one of his lightsabers.
Right. If Obi-Wan wasn't holding one,
They'd be great. Everyone would be so pumped. Everyone would be like, I knew these lightsabers were gonna have huge utility. And it's like, now what? Now what?
Yeah.
So let's see what your boy Iron Man's at. Is he above 200? No. Wow. Wow. What's Common Vader at? 62? Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I've kept myself away from the app because it's been that embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not great. But it's all right. There's obviously
At a point in time, I was happy talking to my friends about VeVe.
I also was happy as well.
But That time is
quite a while in the past, unfortunately. But
on a better note, we got more shit coming. Cool stuff is coming. VeVe Verse looks cool. That was really a fun thing to see. Definitely after seeing everything come pretty crappy. That's brightens me up a little bit to see we're making progress. Very excited for that. Metaverse ever comes to anything, definitely be really cool to be able to click on my Twitter profile and go directly into my VeVe into the VeVe Verse and go check out my collectible set instead of coming into my physical house. I'd love to have everybody come in and check out my collection. And
that's one more thing I guess I should mention. So the VeVe Verse will fully be interoperable, so people can pull up with their Bored Apes.
Really?
Hang out. Yes, it's fully interoperable. The VeVe Verse.
And we got to make some progress onto some OpenSea like marketplaces.
Yeah, well, I'm sure those are a decent time away as well, but baby steps. Let's get a good search bar first. How about that?
Search bars. Who cares about a search bar?
Basics.
All right.
So big things to come to end of the year. We'll get a VeVe update from the team. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll definitely get on here and talk about it.
Yeah. Well, once again, hope you enjoyed our banter.
As always.
Let it ride. Please like, follow, subscribe, follow the journey. Let's watch ECOMI fly. I'm your co-host.
Fly somewhere. We don't know if it's flying up or down, but I am Cam. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys as always.
Enjoy.
Later.